So there are some unintended consequences for, like, say them eliminating internet gun sales. Now, the reason they're doing this, we all know, is because enough people got convinced that when you buy a firearm off the internet, you could get it without having to do a 4473. We get that. We are also very familiar with the downsides to losing internet firearms. For example, the price will ultimately get more expensive. Shortages will be more vulnerable for shortages, like New York and California, where they have to get their ammo and stuff from a gun shop. With the shortage that just happened, because we can all go on the internet and buy it at such a ridiculous rate that they cannot buy it at the gun shops, they are more affected than we are. Next problem would be variety. You will have to buy what's at a gun shop or order from a gun shop. You just can't go on the internet and think of whatever crazy firearm YouTube video you just saw and you're like, okay, that's the firearm I want, and go out and get it at your leisure. You'll have to order it into a shop, or it'll already have to be present at a shop in order to get it. But us as Americans, we will prevail, especially as a gun community. There will be unintended consequences. I don't think they're really considering that would actually help our side grow. Now, by all means, I am against eliminating internet gun sales. I believe everybody should be able to go on the internet, buy what ammunition or buy what firearm they want at their leisure. There's absolutely no reason to get rid of that. It makes no sense to me. And I just want to make that clear because I'm going to talk about the positives if they did. This way you understand. We will adapt. Now a quick word from the sponsor of this video, which is GotYour6App.com. What this is an application you can go on. For only $2.99 a month, you're going to get all the up-to-date gun laws that are coming through so you can help fight them. You can also form interest groups. And the cool thing is, there's a panic button on there. So just by pressing that button, everybody in your interest group you formed now knows your location from the GPS from your phone. So if you get in some hot water, like surrounded by a bunch of peaceful protesters, they can come to your aid and bring you a Biden 2020 t-shirt and a face mask, and then you can slip right out of there unknown. GotYour6App.com. Pre-register now. Number 1. Positive that will come from getting rid of internet gun sales is it will form communities. Now I'm talking to you, guy, sitting on a pallet of 7.62 by 39 in your bunker right now, watching this video, with about 15 different EAKs that have absolutely no interchangeable parts except for maybe like a fire control group. Getting rid of the internet sales will force those prepper people and the people that normally don't want to be known, that will order their stuff and then have it shipped to a fake address, which then they will ship it to a P.O Box, and then it'll ultimately arrive in their possession, except for obviously guns, but they usually buy them secondhand. This way they're completely off the books. It will force them to come into the gun shops and start forming connections with people, start forming communities. This way, if anything really bad ever did happen, they're not just sitting in their bunker till they run out of food or water. Long term, isolating yourself will never work. It's not a viable option. And it doesn't matter how strong your defense is. When you have a fixed defense, the Maginot Line, it can be taken down. No fixed defense is impervious. If somebody's motivated enough, they can get through your defense. As a community, you can get other people to watch your back. You can move around. It makes you a little bit of a harder target. Number 2, price stabilization. Especially now in the shortages. Because there won't be the ability for millions of people to jump on the internet at the exact same time and keep buying ammo at the cheapest possible price and just keep buying it until it gets up and up and up and up until the price is so incredibly high it makes no sense for the manufacturers to sell their ammo to the gun shop. They'll just sell it directly to the public because they can make way more money selling it directly to you because you're paying for shipping. You're not getting it at a discounted rate. You're probably actually paying more than what it would even be on a gun shop shelf. They have absolutely no motivation to sell us ammunition in bulk because they would be cutting their own throats. Right now, the way things are, it makes sense just to go direct to the customer. You make way more money that way. Customer pays for the shipping and an incredible markup. That would go away. Next advantage. Number 3, keep your money local. So what you would do is create business. Did I put this one on here? Okay, we'll talk about that later on down. You would keep your money local. Therefore, all the money you and the rest of the Second Amendment community used to buy ammunition and firearms, it would get redistributed amongst your community. Right now, the way it is, there's a couple of main powerhouses that do most of the internet sales and most of the sales, period, because they're moving such a large amount. Even if they marked up a box of 20 rounds of 5.56, 1 penny, because they're moving it by the millions, it doesn't really matter. They're bringing in enough money to where it's all good. And will you see that big of a price markup? Because when I buy in bulk, I get free shipping. So that means you don't have to pay shipping. And now that they charge tax on internet sales, there's really not that much of a markup. You have to really hunt to find ammunition to where after paying shipping and everything, it's cheaper than what I can just sell it to you over the counter. But anyway, you would keep your money local. You would go to your local gun shops, you would buy the stuff up there, that money would get redistributed back into the community. Instead of just going 15 states over where your money has absolutely no effect on your local living situation, and it just goes to one of those main powerhouses, which goes to some Swedish account and gets washed, and then purchases vacations, yachts, stuff like that. No, it would stay local and get redistributed. Number 4, local bulk ammunition supplies. If they got rid of internet gun sales and internet ammunition sales, I would be forced to carry a much larger supply of ammunition on hand. Everybody would. All the local supplies would go up, and you'd have a good idea of what your local community can move, and you have more than that. Right now, like, say somebody wants some weird off-the-wall ammunition, I'm like, man, just go on the internet. By the time I track it down and apply it to an order, it could be months before I'm able to give it to you because it's something weird. I don't have an order coming up. But if all the local ammunition and gun sales were local, I'd be placing orders more frequently. There wouldn't be that delay. Plus, I'd have to carry more ammunition on hand because less people would be ordering it offline. I'd have to carry more firearms on hand because nobody could order it offline. I'd have to have... Because if I don't have the firearm you're looking for right there on the wall, you're just going to go to the next gun shop and hopefully they'll have it on the wall. It motivates me to have a higher bulk supply of ammunition and a wider variety of firearms. Where are we here? Number 5. You would create a need for industry. Without internet sales, there would be a financial motivation for more gun shops to open up, which means more bulk ammo, more bulk firearms, more areas, easier to access, competitive pricing locally. Overnight, gun shops would just start popping up because there'd be enough money being made off of the gun shops where we'd open up a second gun shop, maybe a third gun shop. Other people would see how successful they are, they'd open up gun shops. Ultimately, you will get back to the competitive pricing that you see on the internet, but it would take a few years for enough gun shops to get opened up. And also rolls into number 6. It is in our best interest to make sure no local gun laws pass. If local gun laws pass, it directly affects our community. Now, say you live in California and you're ordering from Palmetto State Armory, which is on the other side of the country, they have absolutely no motivation to go and lobby, get political, or do anything local for your gun laws, because your money doesn't even go there. They don't care. Who cares if California gets shut down? And even if they do, they'll just make California compliant firearms. Now, if there's a gun shop directly in California, they are financially motivated to help fight gun laws, lobby. I mean, even look at, like, say, a presidency. In Wisconsin, if we would have got like 1 or 2 more counties, which would have happened if there was probably a gun shop and they're swaying votes, Wisconsin would have went red. And would have been like that all over the place. It is very important for gun shops to make sure in their local area no restrictive gun laws happen. And if every local area has a gun shop, that would be a statewide thing, making sure that no state laws happen. If all the states are protected, Well, now you're going to go on a federal level and make sure no gun laws happen. Now, just to recap, I am strongly against them removing the ability for you to go on the internet and buy ammunition or firearms. But, again, we are Americans, we will prevail. And there are some positives for not having that. I'm not saying these positives are there so we should get rid of online sales. I'm just saying if it should happen, it's not all doom and gloom. We do gain a little bit when we give a little bit. Again, I don't know how many times I should hammer this home, because I know it's going to pop up in the comments anyway, but I am not for getting rid of online sales at all. I believe it's a nice tool. It allows you to do things at home. You don't have to go out in public. It's convenient. I love convenience. Anyway, if you like to help support the channel, I got my Patreon right there. I also have affiliate links in the description down below. Just by clicking on those links, even if you don't buy what the link is for, I had a little kickback for it because you went there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.